Season 2, Episode 4, Loose Gadgies. I've got a bag of kits. Look at that. Bag of kits. Your mum. You know, my mum does the tuck shop at the football. Well, the tea hut.
Titley Bay.
It's quick. Aye. It's quickly become the tuck shop because she started putting on mix-ups, 10p, 20p, whatnot. The kids aren't getting a look in because all the adults are buying them.
For the kids.
For the kids, aye. You can see them all stood round the pitch with their stripy bags, eating their sweets. Bit of nostalgia. So, she gives good customer service, though.
Oh, lovely entry point.
Which leads us straight on to a couple of stories you've got. You were mentioning some phone calls you had, and there's Screwfix and Virgin, and there's a few others have been in touch. And
It tends to be a culmination of things. The first thing, I'm a big fan of Martin Lewis, and I watch him. I think he was on Wednesday, and his quote was, "If you are out of contract on your mobile phone, you are being ripped off," and it sort of started me thinking about sort of customer services, because there's so many offers out there, and we tend to, going back to a lot of us tend to be loyal. Oh, I've had really good service. I get 3 bars when I'm on Vodafone.
I know.
It's just like, ugh.
Yeah.
I know.
It's the same as saying you're on 35 grand at that job. You're really pushed for getting that mortgage. That same job, though, at Joe Blogs Limited down the road, he's offering 41.
Correct.
Same job.
Yeah.
But he's covering up to market rates, and he's got a couple of good benefits in terms of holidays and some discounts and that. I know, but I've been here, I love this place. And, right, you're struggling to get a mortgage. Are they going to help you pay the mortgage? No.
No.
Oh, look, they've got some vacancies. Why don't you put in for one? Just dip your toe. See what it's like. I'm out of contract on the phone. Now, admittedly, the device... This never used to happen when I was with EE and Orange back in the day. They'd forget to reduce your price once your phone was paid off.
Yes.
Or what O2 did, they essentially give you 2 contracts.
Yeah.
So every time I got my bill, I got 2 numbers. One was me airtime plan, and the other one was me mobile plan, me device plan. So I could see how much I had left, and I got a proper little statement saying how much my phone and whatnot's still on. So I've got my thing here. I've been out since November, but do you not find, though, when you go and sign up for one of these deals, they'll say you can get this from $42.99. You go through, get all the way to the basket screen, and you're like, how have I ended up on a £65 a month contract? It said 43 quid at the start. I haven't seen the 43 quid offer. What's that for? That's for the phone that you have to put in your bum, though.
Yeah. And charge it through your bottom.
Yeah, you have to keep it in your bum.
Yeah.
And you don't get any data.
And
as soon as you get this data plan, though, it's now all 60 odd quid, but it only comes in through your ears.
One of the phrases I've come to love to hate: new customers only.
I know. They've had to stop that, haven't they, on car insurance and that? But then all they did was spread the load, so now all the prices have gone up by whatever you. I can't remember what the percentage was now.
A couple of things happened to me this week. One, we found out where I logged on to my Virgin Media account, and I've just finished my contract. And of course, they want it to go from something like ridiculous, from 50 quid or 49 quid a month to 68. And they didn't. They just put it on my online account and said your contract is finished, and now here is an offer. But they never contacted me. And interestingly enough,
so if you hadn't have gone to look,
I wouldn't have necessarily known straight away. And interestingly enough, Anita made a call to her relative in Australia, 26 quid for that phone call because we're out of contract.
Holy shit!
Yeah, because they didn't tell us, And
wow, but you'd think at least if you're out of the contracted sort of mandatory term, your T's and C's would still continue as at. right? They wouldn't just suddenly. It's not like gas and electric where you start on a fixed term contract and then you go onto the variable rate. I mean, you would expect at least with Virgin that, oh well,
Well,
you'll
it's all
stay
that
on this price until you.
it's all that
Wow,
proactive
20 odd
approach
quid.
versus reactive. You know, if we don't tell them, we get a bit of money out of them for a while.
That's what I was going to ask. Do you think they do it on purpose? That
Of course they do.
we'll put their bill from £40 a month up to, £66.50 a month. How many of them won't notice
Yeah,
until
I mean,
the money comes out, or
a
will
lot.
forget to
You
ask?
know,
I can't be bothered to ring.
they'll get a month or two out of it because one, we see it, then we've got to think, then we start going on comparison websites, then we start looking at other deals. You know, I know I know I can get Wi-Fi only for like 28 quid a month or whatever, but the obviously the problem we've got is like, oh, now we get into the loyalty bit because we're with Virgin Media, we're getting this 240 blah blah gig blah blah, crap,
Yeah, yeah.
and nobody can beat that. We know that, but so
Their speeds are bonkers. Yeah.
and of course, Anita works from home. Then there's a fear involved, and then it's like, oh, I don't think we should move. So they've sort of got you a little bit. But then I got on to, proactive approach of customer services. So a few weeks ago, I applied for a trade account with Screwfix. Got turned down because my business that I'm running at the minute is less than a year old. So they turned me down. That's okay. That's fine.
That's fair enough. That's
Yeah.
normal, isn't it? Less than a year old's normal, isn't
Yeah.
it?
But a nice lady from my local store rang me on Thursday and said, "Hiya, Mark, how are you doing?" And I was like, "Yeah, good." I said, "I'm busy." She said, "Oh, Mark, we just noticed you're not been in the store for a couple of weeks. Just want to check you're okay." And I thought, nice touch. Nice touch. And she
Whether
went,
she means it or not, that was a nice way to phrase it, right?
yeah, yeah. And I said, look, the fact that I was honest, I said, the fact that you turned me down for a trade account, that's got nothing to do with it. I said, I'm actually just painting a lot at the moment. I don't really need a lot of things. I'm just painting. And she went, she says, I just wanted to let you know as well, Mark, if you order anything, just put this code in, boost10, and you'll get 10% off all of your purchases for February. And I was like, and she was really nice, and to the point where I actually went out this morning and I bought a couple of bits from Screwfix from your local store. I went,
Right.
and it meant a lot, the fact that they took the time to actually make a call, a personal call, you know,
Was
you
it?
know,
Was
we
it?
know,
Or were you on a list generated by some script that someone like me has written based on the last time you were in the store?
well done
It's
for
how it
writing the
made you.
script.
But it's how it makes you feel, I guess, isn't it?
Yes. It then created a different type of loyalty versus Virgin Media, where I found out I'm out of contract. This time, a proactive approach. And, so I went and bought some stuff. And that sort of that reverse psychology of making that phone call, not a computer generated, I
Yeah,
think.
they'd rang you up and given you a voucher, effectively, hadn't they?
Yeah, I think what I wrote was I thought about here was you have to be careful. So the nice man at the same time during the week, the nice man from Vodafone rang me, Sanjay from Vodafone rang me, and he said, "Hiya, Mark." I said, "Hi, how are you doing?" And he said, "Oh, just to let you know, because you qualify for the latest iPhone upgrade at only £20 a month." And I said, "Oh, that sounds really great, Sanjay." And he said, "All right, are you interested in doing it, Mark?" I said, "Yeah." I said, "I am." I said, "There's only one problem, Sanjay." And he went, "What's that?" I said, "I ain't a Vodafone customer." And he's like, the phone went dead. So these nice people that are ringing you up to offer you something, be very careful. Because
Yeah.
I was telling you, we're having a bit of laugh. I watched a film called The Beekeeper. And the premise of the movie is lady gets a virus on a laptop. There's a number on there you ring. She rings it up. The nice people on the other phone help her to solve the virus. And by the way, they take all of the money and all of her pension and all of it. Everything. They took everything. So these nice people on the other end of the phone needs to be with an air of caution. We need to know who they are. What is their intention? Yeah. So, but the last bit about customer services that sort of really resonated with me this week. I talked to my dad a couple of weeks ago, and he went to let's just say, probably the only store left where you can buy electricals. So we know it. We're talking about Curry's, aren't we? And he he's still stuck back in the day, my dad, and he wants a clock radio with a CD player on it, and he might also want a TV. And of course, he's not savvy now, my dad. He's not tech
Alan
savvy.
Sugar's probably made something with all three of those things in the same place that also cooks bread. Right?
Yeah, yeah,
It's a TV, clock radio, CD player, bread maker.
that's it. And it's an OCD CD player. And
Yes, one of them. Yeah.
and he's like, oh, bless him. And of course, what he said, Mark, you know what? I got the sense from him that he didn't want me there, and he just wanted to move on and do something else. When I started asking him questions like delivery and setting up the TV, and they
yeah.
wanted 20 quid for delivery and 44 quid for setup, he said he said I walked out and didn't buy anything because it didn't make me feel like I was wanted. And how do we?
Like
how do we
his money wasn't valuable.
yeah, he actually said that, Simon. He said, I don't think I had the right clothes on. He thought I was poor. And I was like, oh, at which point do me and you, I keep thinking about AI, Simon. And at which point do I become old and decrepit and not well, be like, be like an old man making a purchase?
It's like we were saying earlier on. Your Robin will be like, "Why didn't I told you? Why didn't you let the AI take you to the shops?" Well, that's why I bought it. That's why I bought. I even bought the woman one. I even bought the female robot. Why didn't you let her take you?
Here's a funny one. So Alexa, right? Flipping Alexa,
Right.
me and Alexa have a terrible relationship, and Anita loves it. To the point, yesterday I asked Alexa, has she got a Geordie accent?
Yeah.
She said, Mark, I have all of these types of accents that I can use, and we went through them, and none of them were suitable. Because every time I ask her for something, Alexa, she ignores me, and every time Anita asks in this posh Cheshire accent, she does exactly what Anita wants. So the customer service from Alexa is just crap. Dean,
Mind you,
mind
you don't keep one. You don't keep one in the bedroom, do you?
No.
Because you know the microphone's always on.
Yeah, well, we worked that out. Robin linked her account to our account. Then one day, she's in her house, and all we can hear over Alexa is, hello? Hello? Flipping Robin talking through our Alexa.
Yeah.
Yeah, listening. And I was like, is that you, Robin? She was like, yeah, I've set it up that way. I was like,
Yeah.
I know.
Yeah.
Yeah. Just be
remember,
careful when you put your Alexa.
Yes, because they will know about that thing that you like done to you, in that way. Because it'll be recorded. It's the only way. Think about it. How else would the device know that you've just said its name if it's not always sitting there listening,
Yeah.
waiting for its name to be said? All right? And it only knows its name's been said because it's heard something, passed it to a third-party voice recognition company who've translated that sound into some text, which then gets sent back to Amazon, which then gets interpreted into a command, right? So something you've just said has been bounced around more than one company to get it to the point where a command is actually executed. And if you
Yeah.
look at your T's and C's, you'll see that there are professionals out there who do voice recognition better than lots of other companies, and this is part of the T's and C's that you've signed up to have your your sounds, your recordings automatically transmitted to this company for translation into text. And if
Yeah.
it'd be like if me and you were at Amazon. We'd be listening to some of that. Have you heard this?
Amazon. Alexa, do a farting noise.
Does hey, do you think the neighbour knows about that? About that. I bet you.
Well,
bet you.
I mean, it affects all lives, all parts of our life, and technology and customer service. I mean, this office here, I just say Alexa, office on, and she turns all the lights on in the office and puts the heating on. I just ask her to do it.
But then the wrong person gets in
Oh.
and they can hack your entire house.
Yeah.
Right? Somebody gets your IP address, manages to get through your firewall with its default password still set, and before you know it, it's like you've got ghosts in your house. Isn't it?
Yeah,
All year.
but it's like you get into technology and like people who still use cash and versus the fact they won't hand over their card details. I'm the complete opposite.
I still use cash
I don't
for,
use
for
it
certain
at
things. Like
all.
I've got coins in my watch pocket of my jeans, and I've got notes in my wallet, and I've got my card in my wallet as well. So if at any point I need any one of those things, because my card all of a sudden doesn't work, there's always about 20 quid in my wallet. So I never get stuck. There's nothing worse than walking into a shop having a bunch of stuff, your card doesn't work and you can't pay for it.
Yeah.
So I've always got 20, 30 quid just sat there in my wallet. Got a few pound coins. That was my dad. You never know, you might need to use a payphone or you might need to pay for a metro ticket or something. Just make sure you've got some coins on you. I mean, you can tap your card everywhere these days, but
75% of the time, I don't take my cards with me. It's all just on my phone.
oh nah, I haven't got it on my phone. My watch keeps saying, "Do you want to set up your thing, your Samsung Pay?" No, no, thank you. No,
Apple Pay for everything.
No.
Loyalty cards, all of that. It's all on there.
nah.
Yeah. Yeah.
No physical cards for me. I like that barrier.
Now, this is where let's do this program again in 20 years' time, and Robin will be here, and the robot will be sat next to me, and we'll be discussing whether cash and card and loyalty, and where I'm now my dad at Curry's on her.
Oh yeah, I mean, we'll all have chips in our penis, and the moment the AI just grabs your knobbit, it
Yeah.
deducts 10 quid, or
Is there
well,
any
probably
chance I could
1,000
have
quid.
one of those plug-in USB sticks, mister? The old ones where you used to get the music on them and all that sort of stuff.
You're not having sex with your robot, Mark? Why not? You're joking. You're joking. What? I've got that butt attachment on mine. Have you not got that butt attachment? What are you, a loser?
Yeah.
I've got the real feel cheeks on mine.
Sweet cheeks.
Aye. It's that new synth skin. Feels just like the real thing. I mean, you can slap it and everything. Really?
Yeah.
You've been slapping your robot? Aye.
Yeah. Just after she finished cleaning up the sitting room.
Aye. And she's is just as easy to clean. Yeah. Got them wipes. Got them digi wipes.
Digi wipes, yeah.
Honestly. I know it'll be like that.
Yeah.
You mean you sat doing this podcast complaining about something like that, CD? Do you remember this? Remember this?
I know.
The
but
virtual time bridge.
The
Remember when they
bottom
took
line
that
is,
down and replaced it with a hologram?
we just want to feel good about the conversation we've had from the customer service. That's all we're looking for. Feeling good.
Yeah, and there's too many scams out there. There's too much of this, and people just wanting something from you out there. But
Yeah.
is that enough to sort of give up on life and think that just everything's evil? Because there's always someone out there to get you. I mean, I think if you remember a few simple rules, like your bank's never going to ring you, never. Try and remember the last time your bank rang you. Nobody like that ever rings you. It's always an email, because it costs them less to send you an email. Costs them less to have an automatically printed letter that's taken from a set of templates, and they've just filled your name in. It's much cheaper for them to have that fully automated process. Why are they going to pay someone to ring you? Because that means they have to have a call centre, they have to have a reason to ring you. So, simple piece of advice I gave me dad today after he talked about some of these. He had the same, somebody ringing up from is that I'm on O2? What are you on about? I said, look, one of his friends down the club had been ripped off royally. It was to do with Virgin and something else. And it was back end of last year. One of his other friends, her husband, had just passed away. And happened to catch her in that week, and her mind was all over the place. But a week or so later, she realised that during the whole will process, when she was getting his money transferred, her accounts were completely empty. And she had to work it back to what had happened. And somehow she says, well, I've got all these things on my account. I says, yeah. So the bank's like, well, we asked you a couple of times, are you sure you want to transfer this money? And each time you just went, yes, yes, I know who it is. You can just transfer the money. So all these checks that they've put in place, she bypassed them. So when she's come to sort of say, oh, look, this money's gone, she said, well, yeah, but you answered yes to all of these. So look, the simple way to deal with it is just say, can I take your name and I will ring you back. Don't take whatever phone number they've given you. Go and look at what it's usually on the back of your bank card or what have you. And say, I will ring you back. So if they have rang you, put the phone down and ring them back. So then you know you've definitely rang them. And I guarantee more often than not they'll say, no, we haven't rang you. We wouldn't have rang you.
Yeah.
It's inbound calls only. Because it's more cost effective that way. So I will always say, don't answer the call. If you do, say you'll ring them back.
Yeah.
And then go find the number yourself. Like, don't say, oh, so what number can I get you on? Because they'll just give you. And you know, you can spoof any number these days. So when you see the number come up on caller ID as 0191, blah, 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 you can make that look any way you like.
Yeah.
You can make any number transmit on the front of there. So it, even with text messages, I'm still getting stuff from Cabot Financial. I don't have anything with Cabot Financial, but it's like, Margaret, I'm not Margaret. Ring this number and quote this ID. Now I'm like, well, if that really is Margaret's ID, then from a GDPR standpoint, you've just given me someone else's personally identifiable information, so I could have you on that. But I still keep getting these random numbers ringing up saying, oh, this is an official call from Cabot Financial. Is it? Please hold. No. I'll just block it. And the moment you Google the number, if you see a page full of results on should I answer.co.uk and who's calling.co.uk, all of that bollocks, right? You know it's fake. Can you what's other than that? What's the best customer service experience you had prior to Toolstation that made you want to go back?
Don't swear. I went to the shop today, which is Screwfix. I wanted a couple of
Screwfix,
things,
sorry, right.
and one of them wasn't in stock. And I looked at her and I went, look, I might have to use the swear word. And she went, don't say Toolstation. And I went, I might have to.
See, that's sort of stuff when the person across the counter comes across as a person, not an employee.
Yeah,
that makes me come back.
Yeah,
and I can just have a big crack and like
exactly.
It's just like
just
it's someone I know.
And she said, honestly, Mark, it's not in stock. You'd be better off going to Toolstation and getting that. And I did. I got the rest from her. I got the one item. I drove around the corner and got it from Toolstation. And that is good customer service. You know, she's advising me to go to the competitor.
Yeah, because she wants you to get the thing that you're after. So it's not just about the custom; it's about your satisfaction.
Yeah. And she
Can't ask more.
No, that was it.
Yes, good. So, follows, subscribes, notes, experiences. I'm going to have to reply to Michael's random YouTube comment about Batman.
All right.
Yeah, I was trying to think of something clever and witty to put in. I haven't thought of anything yet. I just keep looking and going, why has he put that in there? It was now to do with the episode. What's that? Don't know. He's good at doing that. Just throwing you a curveball. Yeah. And next week, we're likely to follow on with some of these emotional experiences and how they connect with us, because all of these episodes have been kind of linking in with each other in one way or another. But yeah, so likes and subscribes and follows and comments and questions and criticisms and random things about Batman. Leave them all. And until next week, take care.